Hello students, welcome to you on my YouTube channel Pawan Agnihotri Physics Maths Classes. If you have not subscribed this channel so far, so you subscribe it and like it. You will get very beneficial things in understanding the concepts of physics through this channel. Now today I am going to begin third lecture on the dimensional analysis, which is the third chapter of class 11 physics. As you know that already two videos I have prepared and I hope that you have watched those videos. So if you have not watched so far, so you first watch those videos and then to this video. Today I am going to explain you applications of dimensional analysis, and the very first application is with the help of dimensional analysis we can derive the relation, we can derive the formula of a physical quantity which depends on 2 or 3, which depends on 1 or 2 or 3 other quantities. With the help of dimensional analysis, we can derive the relation among the various physical quantities. We can derive the formula of a physical quantity, which depends upon one quantity, one other quantity, or on 2 other quantities, or on 3 quantities. Here there are some limitations, so about them also I will talk later. So how will you determine the formula of a physical quantity with the help of the dimensional analysis? So see here, suppose I am taking one problem. I know that the time period of a simple pendulum, capital T, depends upon two things: effective length of the pendulum, which we denote by small l, and acceleration due to gravity, which we denote by g. It is given in the question. This information is given that the time period of the simple pendulum, it depends upon what factors? It depends upon the effective length and it depends upon the acceleration due to gravity. You have to derive the formula of the time period. You have to derive the relation among these three things. It's clear. So see here, how will you do? Here time period I am representing by capital T. It's clear. Now see here, let T is proportional to L to the power A and G to the power B. We have assumed that T is proportional to L to the power A into G to the power B. So we can write this as T equals to K into L to the power A into G to the power B. What is K? K is a dimensionless constant. It's clear. This is a dimensionless constant. Now means it don't have any dimension. Now on writing, as we know that in any correct equation, in every correct equation, dimensions of all the terms will be same. So here also the dimension of left hand side should be equal to the dimension of right hand side. It's clear. If it is correct, then the dimensions will be same. So see here, what is the dimension of time period? So as we know that time period is the time taken to complete one oscillation. What is unit? Unit is SI unit is second. So what will be the time period? Its time period is T. M0 L0 T. No power means 1 power. K is dimensionless, therefore there is no need of that. L is what? It is the effective length. What is its unit? Meter. It's clear. So what will be the dimension? Dimension will be L. It's clear. Now here what is the power? Power is A you have achieved. Then G, acceleration due to gravity. What is the dimensional formula of acceleration? It is LT minus 2. LT minus 2. You know unit meter per second square. Meter means L. Second means T. LT minus 2. It's clear. Already I have told the symbols to you. So you have not watched the previous videos, so you must watch them. It's clear. Power P. Now you simplify this side. So here L power A, and from here you will get L power B. It is the whole thing is in multiplication. So it will be L to the power A plus B. And here there is power K upper power, so power will multiply minus 2B. This is equals to M0 L0 P. On comparing, no power means one power. On comparing, when you will compare the powers, comparing powers of corresponding terms. So here on over L power is 0, here over L power is A plus B. Means 0 equals to A plus B, or we write it as A plus B equals to 0. Then here on T power is minus 2B and on T power is 1. So minus, this is 1 equals to minus 2B. So what is minus 2B? Equal to 1. Minus 2B is equal to 1. So from here you can get B equals to minus 1 upon 2. B equals to minus 1 upon 2. Now you determine A from equation 1. So A equals to minus B. So A equals to minus, and in place of B minus 1 by 2. So minus minus is plus. A equals to 1 by 2. Now you substitute these values here. So when you will substitute these values, what will you get? Here T equals to K L to the power A. L to the power A means A is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Then G to the power B. B is minus 1 by 2. It's clear. This you can write further K L to the power 1 by 2, and this you take in denominator. So when you will take in denominator G to the power 1 by 2. It's clear. So now you can write it as this K square root L. Power half means square root. Power half means square root. Power 1 by 3 means cube root. So it will be equal to divided by root G, or we can write T equals to K root L upon G. This is the formula of time period of simple pendulum. Formula of time period of simple pendulum. Now see here. Here there is one limitation of the dimensional analysis. There is one limitation of the dimensional analysis. What is that limitation? That with the help of dimensional analysis, it is not possible to find the value of dimensionless constant K. It is not possible to find the value of dimensionless constant K. With the help of dimensional analysis, we cannot find this value. This is one limitation. There is one more limitation. With the help of dimensional analysis, we can derive the formula of only that physical quantity which depends on at most 3 other physical quantities. Suppose if it depends upon 4 other quantities, then it will not be possible always. It's clear. Sometimes in some cases we will see that there will be possible, and that you will come across later. So if a physical quantity depends upon more than three other physical on more than three other physical quantity, up to three physical quantities, it is okay. But if it depends upon more than three other physical quantities, it is not possible to determine the formula of that physical quantity. It's clear? So this is one more limitation. One more thing, this dependence between the physical quantities should be of either product type or quotient type. Should be of either product type or quotient type. It's clear? Means, can you derive this formula with the help of dimensional analysis? V equals to U plus AT? No, it will not be possible. It's clear? With the help of dimensional analysis, it will not be possible to derive this. It's clear? Though in your book it has shown, but that is not a very correct method, means it is not like that. It's clear? So V equals to U plus AT, S equals to UT plus half AT square, where the dependence of the physical quantity S is not totally of product type. It is the sum of the product of few terms. Sum of the product of few terms. It's clear? So if it is not of product type, if it is not of quotient type, then we will not be able to derive the formula. Now I will explain it by one more question. It's clear? So you can see here. Here I am taking here example 14 you take in your book. Example 14. Now one more thing which I want to remind, the PDF format of this chapter, its link has been provided in the description box, in the description of first video. So you go into the description, from there you click the link and download the PDF format of this chapter. It's clear? Here it is given, assuming that the mass m of the largest stone, mass m means m is this, largest stone that can be moved by a flowing river, that can be moved by a flowing river, depends upon the velocity v of wire, velocity v of wire, its density, density of water, the density of material depends upon the density of that stone, and acceleration due to gravity. Due to gravity, G. So that you have to show that m varies as the sixth power of velocity of water in river. Means we have to prove that m is inversely directly proportional to v to the power 6. M is directly proportional to v to the power 6, that you have to derive. It's clear? So see here. So here it is given that the mass of a flowing stone in a river, it depends upon the velocity of flow of water, it depends upon the density rho, it depends upon the density rho of the material of the stone, and acceleration due to gravity g. You have to derive the formula of m. Then from that formula we will find that it is proportional to v to the power 6. It's clear? So see here, before doing this, first you write the dimensions of all the physical quantity. You write the dimensions of all the physical quantity which are involved. So here it is mass, dimensional formula is m. It is velocity, what is dimensional formula? Lt minus 1. it is density. Density is mass upon volume. Mass is capital M, volume is L cube. So it is ml minus 3. ml minus 3. It's clear? You can determine from the unit. What is the unit of density? Kilogram per meter cube. Kilogram means M, meter means L. So ml cube. M upon L cube. So you will write in this way. Acceleration due to gravity. What will you write? Acceleration due to gravity? Lt minus 2. So you write the dimensional formula of all the physical quantity. Now here you have to derive the formula of small m. Formula of small m. It's clear? So let small m is proportional to v to the power a, rho to the power, this symbol means rho. Rho to the power b and g to the power c. rho. Rho. This is a Greek letter. So therefore m you can write as k v to the power a, rho to the power b, g to the power c. K it will be equal to this. Now see here, k is what? Dimensionless. Dimensionless constant. It is a constant which have no dimension. Now I am writing dimension in both sides. Writing dimensions in both sides. Since it is, we have assumed that it is a correct equation, therefore it will be dimensionally balanced. So what is the dimension of m? Here it is m. There is no term of L, so L power 0, T power 0. You will write in MLT form. K is having no dimension v. V means LT minus 1. Power is A. Then rho ml minus 3. Power is B. And G. G is what? LT minus 2. Power is C. Now you simplify. So in the left hand side there is no simplification. M, L 0, T 0. No power means 1 power. Here you will get the power of m. First you will write the m, term of m. So power of m you will get from here. M power b. It will be equal to m power. Then here L. L power a from here. L power minus 3b from here. And L power minus 2c from there. So what will be total power? As you know that if the bases are same, then powers are added. Bases are same, then powers are added. So L to the power A, then minus 3B, then power C plus C. It's clear? Then T. T power minus A, and from here T power minus 2C. T power minus A minus 2C. It's clear? This is minus A minus 2C. It's clear? Perhaps here this is tube light is falling here, so it is minus A minus 2C. Remember. Now I am comparing powers of corresponding terms. Comparing powers of corresponding terms. We will compare the powers of corresponding terms. When you will compare, B will be equal to 1. Here B, here 1. Then A minus 3B plus C. Here L power this, here L power 0, so it will be equal to 0. And in case of T, minus A minus 2C equals to, here it is 0. It's clear? Now you have to solve this. So how will you solve that? I am explaining here. So it is very simple to solve. Now from this you can take 1, 2 and 3. From equation 1 and 2. From 1 and 2. What will you get? A minus 3 into 1 plus C equals to 0. So A plus C equals to 3. Equation 30 minus A minus 2C equals to 0. So you add. When you will add, what will happen? This will be cancelled. C and minus 2C, minus C equals to 3. So C equals to minus 3. C will be equals to minus 3. Now you substitute here. When you will substitute, so from 3 minus A minus 2 into minus 3 equals to 0. So what will be this? A equals to 6. A equals to 6. So here you have found C equals to minus 3, A equals to 6 and B equals to 1. So what will be the formula? So you substitute here. It will be M K V to the power A, that is V to the power 6, rho to the power B, so it is power 1, and then G to the power C, what is this? It is minus 3. So from here you can deduce that therefore M is directly proportional to V to the power 6. M is directly proportional to V to the power 6. So we can deduce this. This relationship can be deduced. It's clear? Now see here. You take one more question. We will take one more question here. So what is the first limitation? It is not possible to find the value of dimensional constant. Number 2, this method cannot be applicable in those cases where a given physical quantity depends on more than 3 other physical quantities. And number 3, it is possible to derive the formula only when a given physical quantity has the dependence with the other physical quantities in product form or in quotient form or product and quotient combination. Means या तो product हो या division हो या उनका combination हो, not plus minus. It's clear? So now see here, you can see one more question I am going to do here. You can see for example 15. Example 15. The critical velocity Vc of the liquid. Critical velocity means simply velocity. This is velocity. Critical velocity Vc of the liquid. It is velocity, so what will be dimensional formula? Lt minus 1. It's clear. Of a liquid flowing through a tube depends upon the coefficient of viscosity. Here this is a term which you will know afterwards. Coefficient of viscosity. This coefficient of viscosity, its symbol is eta. It's clear. What is its dimensional formula? I will tell you. Then density. Density you know. What is density? Mass per unit volume. Rho. Its dimensional formula is ml minus 3. And radius r. Radius is a length. Its dimensional formula will be L. Use the method of dimension to obtain the formula of Vc. It's clear. So first we will see what is coefficient of viscosity. So you will come to know one formula. Here F equals to eta into A into delta V upon delta X. Eta into A into delta V upon delta X. So if we derive this, if we find out the formula of eta is what? Coefficient of viscosity. Eta equals to force upon area into delta V, change in velocity, delta X, it is distance. V is velocity, X is distance. So you write down the formula of all quantity. Here it will be what? MLT minus 2. Area, it will be L square. V is what? LT minus 1. And here delta X is length is L. It is clear? So what will happen? What is left here on simplification? You can see here MLT minus 2. This you will study afterwards in viscosity properties of fluids. So L will be cancelled. L square T minus 1. When you will take it in numerator, what will be? This will become equals to M L upon L square, L minus 1. T power minus 2 upon T power minus 1. So this is the formula. This is the formula of the viscosity. It is clear? Ml minus 1, T minus 1. It is clear? So here we will write directly. It is clear? Here ml minus 1. It will be ml minus 1 T minus 1. Now you have to derive the formula of critical velocity. So in the same way, its formula you have to derive, and it is given in the question. It depends upon eta, it depends upon rho, it depends upon r. So you write down let Vc is proportional to eta to the power a, rho to the power b, r to the power c. So therefore Vc equals to k eta to the power a, rho to the power b, r to the power c. K is what? Dimensionless constant. K is dimensionless constant. It's clear? So now on writing dimensions of all the terms, you write down dimensions of all the terms. So on writing dimensions, in both sides. In both sides we will write the dimensions. So you can see here in place of Vc it is Lt minus 1. So m power 0, L power 1, T power minus 1. It's clear? K is dimensionless, no dimension. Eta is ml minus 1, T minus 1. ml minus 1, T minus 1. Power is A. Rho, here power is A. Rho, ml minus 3, power is B. And R is L power C. On simplifying, what will you get? When you will simplify, here you will get m power A. From here you will get m power B. So A plus B. Always term of m is written first. Then L power minus C. Minus 3B plus C. And T power minus A. This is equals to L power 1, T power. On comparing, when you will compare, what will you get? Here it is 0, m power is 0, here a plus b, so a plus b equals to 0. on L power is minus A minus 3B plus C, and here it is 1. And on T power is minus A, and here it is minus 1. So see here, minus A equals to minus 1, so what will be A? A will be equal to 1. A equals to 1. So from this equation, you can write A plus B equals to 0 and A equals to 1. So what will be B? It will be minus 1. So B equals to minus 1. A equals to 1. Now you substitute in this C. So what will be the C? So if you substitute, so it is minus 1 minus 3 into minus 1 plus C equals to 1. So minus 1 plus 3 plus C equals to 1. So what will you get from here? You can see it will not be visible. So I am doing here. It's clear. Perhaps it will be now visible. So 2 plus C equals to 1. So C equals to minus 1. C equals to minus 1. Now you substitute here. On substituting, what will be the formula? So VC equals to K eta to the power A. What is the value of A? 1. Rho to the power B. What is the value of rho? Rho is given here. Rho to the power B. So it is minus 1. And R to the power C. So it is R to the power minus 1. Rho R. This is the formula of critical velocity. Formula of critical velocity. So this way you can derive the formula. Now see here. Now I will do one more question here. It is given question number 4. Numerical 4 in your book. In the previous lecture, I told only like dimension terms can be added, subtracted or equated. Only we can add, subtract or equate only those terms which are having the same dimension, whose dimensions are same. Now see here, question number 4. Here it is given V equals to A plus BT plus C upon D plus T. V is velocity. What is dimensional formula? LT minus 1. And T is time. What is dimensional formula? It is T. Time dimensional formula is capital T. You have to find the dimensions of A, B, C and D. You have to find dimensions of A, B, C and D. So very simple. What is the dimension of A? Because what is the principle of homogeneity of dimensions? All the terms will have the same dimension. All the terms will have same dimension means dimension of A, dimension of BT, dimension of C upon D plus T will be equal to dimension of B, which is LT minus 1. It's clear? So what is dimension of A? Dimension of A, it will be LT minus 1. From principle of homogeneity of dimension, dimension of A will be LT minus 1. Then dimension of BT. Dimension of BT. It will be equal to, that will also be equal to LT minus 1 because this term will have same dimension as B. So what is dimension of B? Dimension of B equals to LT minus 1 divided by dimension of T. Divided by dimension of T, which is T. So when you will simplify, LT minus 2 This is the dimension of B. Then what is the dimension of D? Dimension of D. You can see here D is added with T. So D will have same dimension as D. So it will be equal to dimension of D. And what is dimension of T? It is T. So what will be dimension of D plus T? D plus T. So see here, units are never added, dimensions are never added. If you add 10 second and 25 second, what will be 35 second? Unit will remain same. It will not be like that second plus second means 2 second. It is not like that. It is clear? Unit will not be added. It is clear? So dimension of D plus T will be same as the dimension of D. Will be same as the dimension of T. It is clear? So as we know that its dimension will be same as the dimension of C upon D plus T equals to LT minus 1. So what is dimension of C? It will be LT minus 1 multiplied by dimension of D plus T, and that we know it is T. So it will be equal to L. So this way you can determine the dimension. So this is all about in this lecture. Now which questions you will do today, which I will taught today, with the help of that which questions you will do. So those question numbers I will mention in the description box. So you try to solve those questions. Okay? So thank you.